All right, so thank you so much for joining today in the spiritual healing open sessions. And so this is like the day after session, the day after yesterday. Not really, but we continue. And so Joel was yesterday giving us an overview of consciousness development, which is interesting, but also showing to which point you should come, or you come, in order to come to effortlessness. Now, that's great. Like beyond all your trying and your effort and your doings, beyond that, where you come to the place that you don't know anymore and that you give up, basically, then suddenly it can come to you. It can come to you because you're open to receive it. That's as simple as that. Now that sounds really easy and great and wonderful. So that is something that we continue today with, and specific healing target, you could say, is choices. How great. Choices. Yeah, choices. So yeah, choices you make continuously, and but how's that working then? So basically the question is, how can you include spirit into that? Because you want to decide, you have to make a decision, you have to decide, am I going to do this, yes or no? What am I going to say to this person, yes or no? What am I going to do with that situation? What am I going to do with it? This is a bit like, yeah, in your existence you are continuously confronted with decisions. And you cannot, if you don't decide, then you also decide. So you can't get away from it, in other words. So that's why this is a real interesting, say, healing target, because you have to make choices. But now, how do you deal with that? How can you use that constructively in your awakening? And what do you need to do for that? So I have a very specific section that I emphasize, and this is like making choices, but in a 5-step procedure to include spirit into the whole story, so to speak. Since we're in this frame of thinking, or at least I try to bring you into it, we're actually going to take a look at a very, very helpful lesson in the matter. It's like to come to effortless living. Like let's take this as a goal, like how to come to effortless living. How to come to the place where you actually can effortlessly step into the things that are occurring without struggle, without strife, without difficulties, but like easy does it kind of thing. Like that would be great. How can that work? Joel is talking about it. Course in Miracles tells you, hey, you can do this. You can do this in a very specific way. So on the way to effortlessness, it's not really a way, because in fact you can apply it right now and see it at work. So we will come to that. So that's why it needs a little bit more information, a little bit more background. We'll go a little deeper into the matter. So that's why we take time to listen, for instance, to lesson 155 of A Course in Miracles. I read it this morning and I recorded it. And let's start with that, because that will bring you, it's incredible lesson for one thing. It's like, it's another lesson that is the only one you need in order to wake up truly. So let's listen to it with the intention of waking up out of something that you were in a moment ago. This can literally lift you out of your situation as you know it. because every little aspect is in fact being touched by it. I will step back and let him lead the way. Lesson 155. There's a way of living in the world that is not here, although it seems to be. You do not change appearance, though you smile more frequently. Your forehead is serene, your eyes are quiet, and the ones who walk the world as you do recognize their own. Yet those who have not yet perceived the way will recognize you also, and believe that you are like them as you were before. The world is an illusion. Those who choose to come to it are seeking for a place where they can be illusions and avoid their own reality. Yet when they find their own reality is even here, then they step back and let it lead the way. What other choice is really theirs to make? To let illusions walk ahead of truth is madness. But to let illusions sink behind the truth and let the truth stand forth as what it is merely sanity. This is the simple choice we make today. The mad illusion will remain a while in evidence for those to look upon who chose to come and have not yet rejoiced to find they were mistaken in their choice. They cannot learn directly from the truth because they have denied that it is so. And so they need a teacher who perceives their madness but who still can look beyond illusion to the simple truth in them. If truth demanded they gave up the world, it would appear to them as if it asked the sacrifice of something that is real. Many have chosen to renounce the world while still believing its reality, and they have suffered from a sense of loss and have not been released accordingly. Others have chosen nothing but the world, and they have suffered from a sense of loss still deeper, which they did not understand. Between these paths there's another road that leads away from loss of every kind. For sacrifice and deprivation both are quickly left behind. This is the way appointed for you now. You walk this path as others walk, nor do you seem to be distinct from them, although you are indeed. Thus can you serve them while you serve yourself, and set their footsteps on the way that God has opened up for you and them through you. Illusion still appears to cling to you, that you may reach them, yet it has stepped back, and it is not illusion that they hear you speak of, nor illusion that you bring their eyes to look on and their minds to grasp. Nor can the truth which walks ahead of you speak to them through illusions, for the road leads past illusions now, while on the way you call to them that they may follow you. All roads will lead to this one in the end, for sacrifice and deprivation are paths that lead nowhere, choices for defeat, and aims that will remain impossible. All these step back as truth comes forth in you to lead your brothers the way of death and set them on the way to happiness. Their suffering is but illusion, and yet they need a guide to lead them out of it, for they mistake illusions for the truth. Such is salvation's call and nothing more. It asks that you accept the truth and let it go before you, lighting up the path of ransom from illusion. And it is not a ransom with a price. There is no cost, but only gain. Illusion can but seem to hold in chains the Holy Son of God. It is but from illusions he is saved. As they step back, he finds himself again. Walk safely now, yet carefully, because this path is new to you. And you may find that you are tempted still to walk ahead of truth and let illusions be your guide. Your holy brothers have been given you to follow in your footsteps as you walk with certainty of purpose to the truth. It goes before you now, that they may see something with which they can identify, something they understand to lead the way. Yet at the journey's ending, there will be no gap, no distance between truth and you. And all illusions walking in the way you traveled will be gone from you as well, with nothing left to keep the truth apart from God's completion, holy as himself. Step back in faith and let truth lead the way. You know not where you go, but one who knows goes with you. Let him lead you with the rest. When dreams are over, time has closed the door on all things that pass, and miracles are purposeless. The Holy Son of God will make no journeys. There will be no wish to be illusion rather than the truth. And we step forth toward this, and we progress along the way that truth points out to us. This is our final journey, which we make for everyone. We must not lose our way, for as truth goes before us, so it goes before our brothers who will follow us. We walk to God. Pause and reflect on this. Could any way be holier, or more deserving of your effort, of your love, and of your full intent? What way could give you more than everything, or less and still content the Holy Son of God? We walk to God. The truth that walks before us now is one with him and leads us to where he has always been. What way but this could be a path that you would choose instead? Your feet are safely set upon the road that leads the world to God. Look not to ways that seem to lead you elsewhere. Dreams are not a worthy guide for you who are God's Son. Forget not he has placed his hand in yours, and given you your brothers in his trust, that you are worthy of his trust in you. He cannot be deceived. His trust has made your pathway certain and your goal secure. You will not fail your brothers nor yourself. And now he asks that you think of him a while each day, that he may speak to you and tell you of his love, reminding you how great his trust, how limitless his love, in your name and his own, which are the same, we practice gladly with this thought today. I will step back and let him lead the way, for I would walk along the road to him. All right, thank you so much. It's great to be still with this, because this is in fact the action that you undertake to step back. So like it says, like what Jesus says here is true, that say you might not directly be able to receive this. Right? You have to learn how to do this. So this is what I picked up on in this meeting, Like, well, let's just take a look at how to do that. So what I want to do first is then stand still with some aspects of this, what you just heard, because it's like a huge lesson. And there's a lot in there, like there it tells you about yourself, like, okay, you start to receive this, and in that you're also different. You have become, you have been changed, you are different. And not to make that too special, but more like, no, that is an occurrence, that did take place. Now here's the thing, you can try to be as you were before, but that is not working. I've tried it many times, but it doesn't work. Like you get depressed and all kinds of stuff. You don't want to do that. So apparently there's a part of your transformational process is the acceptance of the fact that you're different, that you cannot do or be the same way as so-called others in the story, in the dream. Now you're different, and you recognize others that are different. That's why we're here. Like, you recognize that. Something happened, and here I am. Well, happy to meet you. Oh my God, it's so great. I can tell you anything. But I cannot tell this one. But I can tell you. And it's like, it's not that I use this to make it special, that we have a special group. Like, of course we have a special group, but not to be special, but to recognizing each other, that you're different, that you have underwent a rebirth or a whole new configuration that is actually not directly communicated. Yeah, you cannot directly communicate it with the ones around you necessarily. Like, that might take a long time, or might never happen, and that's perfectly all right too. It's all right. So we don't have to preach this to anyone or convince anyone, but it's more like the recognition is there. But even in the ones that are around you, like family or who knows what, friends, or I don't know, they will see you also as different. They might not say that directly, but in that sense, you are interesting to them too. They, yeah. Not that there's really seriously anyone outside of you. That's the corruption of the whole story. But within our awakening, this is part of it. So anyway, so this is like, it's good to know. Because for one thing, you don't have to adapt yourself to so-called others. No, you can completely rely on what's given you. And this is like, you might need extra rest, or you might not need extra rest at all. You might want to sit still more often. You know, you might want to take a walk more often, or do whatever you do to relax, to take time to be with yourself and with God, like to take time to enter into your closet and tabernacle. You might sleep in your own bed instead of with a partner, or you do this or you do that, like all of these things. This is different. You need time for yourself because you are all of it. You become more and more aware that you're all of it, that this is really about you and not about anyone else, and that takes time to sit with that, to let that be, and also to receive, to pray, to take time to be in this communion with your inner knowledge, with your inner knowing, with your inner guidance. Like, it takes time to deeply become still inside yourself, to let something occur. So then, of course, we have our, in the day-to-day, moment-by-moment decision-making. We also have then the specific instruction for, okay, how do you deal with sudden decisions that have to be made? Or all of this. Do I need to do something special? We come to that later, as I said. So first, I'm going to use some of these expressions of what I just read to you. And simple sanity. Let the truth stand forth as what it is. Simple sanity. There's a way of living in the world that is not here, although it seems to be. You do not change appearance, though you smile more frequently. Your forehead is serene. Your eyes are quiet. Like, this is one of the things, is like, there's a way of living in the world that is not here, although it seems to be. Well, this is already enough, like recognizing that. Like, you seem to be living in the world. You seem to be hanging out there still, but that's not true. So it appears that way. Now, this is important because all the reasons that you walked around on Earth before, like really thinking that there's a planet and that this and this and this is occurring, that there's a substance and reality to what you see, relying on your perception, that has changed. So you were there for a specific reason, the ones that you could make up. Like, I'm doing this because I want to learn that. I want to do this because I want to do that. I want to go to school because I want to become that. And this is how you did it before. It's like how you looked at things before. Not that you're excluded from doing this, and understand me well, but it will be used in a different way. So now here it is, like you underwent an experience, you underwent a change. Now your presence in the world has a different reason. It is not for the reason that you think, but this is how you are going to be used, in a sense, for a different, like literally to demonstrate the alternative, simply by your presence, by you having undergone this configuration change, like your frequency changed, your frequency or configuration, however you want to call it, changed. That's why you're now, for a different reason in the world, not necessarily consciously aware of that at all. It doesn't matter. You're going to be used. It might even be easier if you don't know where it's for, because otherwise you're going to think that you have something to do with it. And to finally, eventually, you discover it is really true. Like, now I discover why I'm here. Now I discover what is actually going on. That is what Christ vision ultimately becomes. You know why you do the things that you do. You know why you are in the places that you are, eventually. But now, for now, that's not your concern. So bringing it back to, you walk in this world, but not the same as before. Like, you're not really there. You're simply not really there. You recognize the not substantial part of the world, not the substantial part of matter, not the like, you cannot rely on your perception. You have learned that by now. Like, you go beyond mesmerism. You go beyond what you see. You recognize that your thoughts, literally, of your images that you're seeing, you made them up yourself, and they only represent past ideas. Do you see how important this is, to just know that you walk around like that? You're not always fully aware of that, and it's not necessary either, but it's good to be reminded of it. And that's why we do this. And the ones who walk the world as you do recognize their own. And the ones who walk the world as you do recognize their own. Yeah, like, that's why we're here. We recognize each other as something has happened, and one way or another, it works if we meet, if we come together, because we have this recognition. Yet those who have not yet perceived the way will recognize you also. So that's also a possibility. Those who have not yet perceived the way will recognize you also and believe that you are like them as you were before. Like that's almost like a trick. Like they feel good by you, but they recognize you as, yeah, you're just like me. And then you say like, no, basically you're not. But that's okay. So that makes it easier to connect and to see things change and to actually fulfill your purpose or your demonstration of the truth. The world is an illusion. Those who choose to come to it, those who choose to come to it are seeking for a place where they can be illusions and avoid their own reality. Yet when they find their own realities even here, then they step back and let it lead the way. What other choice is really theirs to make? So the world is an illusion, but say you enter into this world. So this is interesting too. It's like you enter into this world because you want to be an illusion. You want to be part of it. So that's why the resistance to hearing truth is quite high. Especially in the beginning, it's quite high because you did come here for a reason. You wanted to be an illusion. You could say like you wanted to suffer pain and all this. That's why you came here and experienced limitation and experienced separation and experienced losing loved ones and experiencing all the things that you have experienced. That's why you came here. So this has changed now, recognizing that this world is an illusion and the occurrences that have taken place were only there for you to recognize, oh yeah, this is where I am. This is not the place where I belong. Like there must be something else. And you came to the conclusion, I want to see that something else. I want to know who I truly am. I don't want to be distracted any longer with this, what is not bringing me anything. All right, so the next part is then you find that reality is also here. Now, I will stop here. Now here's the thing. So you recognize that you came here to be an illusion, but now you're in this illusion. You being in this illusion, you recognize something came on your path that really reminds you of truth, that instructs you that here's a book. Suddenly there's a book. I took it out of the library at a certain point. I took it out of the library. I didn't even know it was for me. I thought it was for someone else, but it was not someone else. So this book came to me for myself. And like there was no escape. I had to face it. I started reading in it, started to do the exercises. What happens? I recognize, oh my God, this is a dream. Oh, I'm waking up out of this dream. Now I start to recognize what I truly am. Yeah, so in this dream there was no escape for you either. You came to it to be an illusion, but here's truth. Confronted, like right in your face. Maybe the book fell on top of your head. And it's like, what was that? Wow, that was a hit so deeply in my heart. Like, I want to do something with that. I want to know what happens here. What is this again? And then before you know it, you go like this, and it's like, oh my God, I was dreaming. This is a dream. There's no reality to this at all. I'm the one making it. I take responsibility for it. I don't want it any longer. Whambo, there's a new experience of light and love that I recognize myself to be like, yes, this is the only place that I feel at home. Thank you, God. I love you, God. I love my brother. I'm so happy to have found this. I can't believe it, where I find myself. To let illusion walk ahead of truth is madness. But to let illusion sink behind the truth and let the truth stand forth as what it is simple sanity. That's great. To let illusions walk ahead of truth is madness, but to let illusions sink behind the truth and let the truth stand forth as what it is simple sanity. See, to walk ahead of truth is a lot of work, because it's not really working at all. But then, to let truth stand forth is you just stop for a moment. Now truth stands forth. And that is simply sanity. This is the simple choice we make today. The mad illusion will remain a while in evidence for those to look upon who chose to come and have not yet rejoiced to find they were mistaken in the choice. They cannot learn directly from the truth because they have denied that it is so. Like if you deny something, you simply, like if you deny something, you cannot, if you deny something, you cannot hear it. You simply can't get to it. So that's why there's a provision here. They cannot learn directly from the truth because they have denied that it is so. And so they need a teacher who perceives their madness, but who still can look beyond illusion to the simple truth in them. So they need a teacher who perceives their madness, but who still can look beyond illusion to the simple truth in them. So this was the part that I wanted to share. I'm going to get into this. So the wonderful thing here is then this, it's like all of it, wherever you find yourself, well, whether you studied this for 100 years and whether you had like incredible experiences or whether you just picked up the book, for instance, this book, like if you just picked up the book and are wondering what the hell is this about, you're in a great place. It's like there is a provision for each one of us in this, and that is so lovely. It's like this, it's a great setup. So here, if you cannot hear the truth directly from truth, there will be given a way to receive this. And however that is looking, we'll see. You know, it's like that is given to you in a way that you can receive it. I remember for myself, like the beginning of the miracles that I received were on a very physical, practical level. And it worked so well. Like this one thing, I told this story before, but it's like, it's great. It's like you walk or you drive through a town and you look for a certain street in the time that there was no Google Maps or anything. But even then, like you got lost. You stop the car. You ask for a miracle and say like, I have no idea how to get out of this. I don't know. I need help here. And opening your eyes, you look exactly at the street where you need to be. And you're actually there. You only have to park your car and get out of it and walk to the appointment that you have. Like this was very practical to me. This impressed me how well this worked. And more and more and more and more and more and more. More experiences, very practical. This was the way I could receive it. Was this a great spiritual insight? No, it was just unbelievably practical for me to experience it this way, on a very physical level. The whole concern of finding a place, the whole concern of not knowing where I am, the anxiousness of not knowing where I am, dissolved instantaneously. Not to make this a big story, but it's more like, this is truly what happened. Now this is working. So this is for you too. Like ask for what you need exactly there where you find yourself. When there's a conflict, ask for that. Or if you don't know, if you see that you're getting anxious about something, stop right there and ask for help. Now it can be shown to you in a way that you can receive it. You can even ask for that. Show it to me in a way that I can receive it. Spirit knows that, but it can feel good that you're so open that you are willing to receive it in a way you can. And of course you're going to receive it in the way you can. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to receive it. So that's so cool about this. All right. All right, so this is wonderful. See, however you can receive it, that is always so personal. Like, if I can receive this by relaxing and actually letting these words all cave in on me, and feeling my connectedness with Spirit, or with God, with my brother, with my presence here, like if I can receive it like that, wonderful, it's great. Oh, it doesn't matter. Like, you receive this exactly in the way that you can receive it. And that's important. You don't have to receive it any other way. So whether that's a light experience, whether that's a practical instruction, whether that's however, that's perfectly all right. So this, I want to really open up now with a recalibration exercise. And that sounds really technical and scientific, and of course it is. Instantaneous decision-making practice. It's a nice short word. What recalibrate is a nice one too. So, instantaneous decision-making practice. Recalibrate. So this action is inspired by I will step back and let him lead the way. Lesson 155 of A Course in Miracles, but we will use it here specifically for making choices. Now there are 5 steps in it. Pause. We start with a break, like we start with a pause. Second is recognition. Third, recalibration. 4, receiving. 5, following. Now you can almost feel what is coming. So that's wonderful. Pause. Well, here we are. When a decision arises, when you think you have to make a decision, for instance, should I say this or that? Where should I go? Here or there? How should I handle this situation? This way or that way, or some other way, or... So whenever a decision arises, stop immediately before acting or deciding. So pause. That's where it starts with. Stop right here. Before you make the decision, before doing something to respond. Pause. Pause. Recognize. This is the next one. Recognize the internal tension. Feel it. It's like, oh my God, such an incredible anxiety I'm feeling right now. Ooh, as if I'm gutted right here. Wow, that's very unrestful. This is not at peace at all. I recognize that. And my head is screaming in all directions. Like, you should do this, or maybe that is the best way. Well, why should we do this? And I did this before, and I might as well do it now, and blah, 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 blah. So you recognize that. Internal tension. Being pulled by 10 horses in 10 different directions. Fear-based, self-directed. The voices that you hear in your mind are self-directed, fear-based. Like, well, you should hurry up, you should do it now, you have to decide now. Like, no, we'll recognize this. So that's perfectly all right. Recalibrate. And this is the place where something changes here. Silently say to yourself or think, I do not know what this is for. I do not know what this is for. Whatever decision I have to make, I have no idea what this is for. Like, I literally can't oversee it. I'm caught in the middle here. That's what I just recognized. But now the recalibration is taking place. I do not know what this is for. So in order to accept, like to receive guidance, I will step back and let him lead the way. Very simple. Receive. Now the next step. Let the right thought, action, or lack of action come to you. Maybe you don't have to do anything. There might be a thought coming to you. You might feel moved to do something. Something basically unexpected. You find yourself doing something. Or not at all. You find yourself relaxing and even deeper. This may not be a booming voice. It is often a quiet sense of clarity, of peace, of release from the need to manage the outcome. That's probably the most important part. The release from the need to manage the outcome. How would you know what's the best for you? How would you know what's the best for everyone involved? All of these things, like the need to manage the outcome, you can let go of that. You receive now. You open yourself up to receive, to look for a quiet sense of clarity, like peace and release from the need to manage. So the next step then is to follow. Act on the thought that feels most peaceful, or follow the absence of a perceived need to act immediately. Follow the absence of a perceived need to act immediately. So basically let go of the whole idea that the decision needs to be made right now on the spot. Like, no, wait, release that idea that you need to control it. Like let something else, let truth come to you, let spirit talk to you, and wait for that patiently. Like take time to let that happen. That means basically don't decide anything right now. Just wait for a moment, and it will come to you what to do, what to say, and all this. Like that is the way to do this. Slowly, let it come to you. Have patience with it. The stress of that you have to do it now needs to be released, because it's not going to bring you anything. Now something can come to you. Only then. Otherwise it literally can't come to you. And you choose a fear-based or tensionful choice that's going to bring you back to the same place. I said this yesterday too in the Infinite Way meeting. It's like you come back to the same place where you started. And you have done this many, many times. So it's like this lesson can be learned right now. By you letting that occur, by waiting, not deciding for yourself on fear-based ideas. No, you wait and you be patient with it. It will come to you. You can trust that. It's going to be given to you. And that will be the solution. So then you don't have to do this whole trajectory again, or fall back into the same situation, the same stress, as you have been so many times in this situation. Now this situation can be solved for the best for everyone. And not by your doing, not by your ideas about it. No, this is going to be given. Let me step back and let it lead the way. Let him lead the way.